Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for inviting me over here. And before I proceed, I would like to thank you for everything here, but more than everything, seniors from the regiment who have come here. And these are bonds of blood. हम लोग साल में 12 महीने में 2 महीने घर पे रहते हैं और 10 महीने अपने फौजी भाइयों के साथ रहते हैं. When I was in primary school, that was the time when sir was commissioned. That is the difference in seniority. So I was wearing my shorts and going to school, and he was wearing a uniform and going to war. But this love and affection, this regimental spirit, other senior officers from the regiment, there's a youngster there sitting. This is nothing but love and affection. Thank you for that. Thank you, Prabhupada Bharat. Thank you. The topic today is Indo-Pak relations beyond the surgical strikes. Now, we all know why surgical strikes happened. Surgical strikes हुई क्यों थी? उनका कारण क्या था? और वो करनी क्यों ज़रूरी थी? Essentially, messaging. To tell Pakistan that enough is enough. जितना tolerate करना था हमने कर लिया. इसके बाद हम लोग tolerate नहीं करेंगे. We will hit back. Now, I have my own views about this whole topic. और today I would like to share my views with you about Indo-Pak relationship. This was the first time that the Prime Minister of a country, or this is the first time that the government of a nation stood up and said, we take ownership of these strikes. And why is that important? Today the world is celebrating because they were successful. But लड़ाई के मैदान में तो कुछ भी हो सकता है. God forbid it was not successful. God forbid we had lost a couple of boys. God forbid. फिर क्या होता? Then again we had a government and a prime minister who was willing to take responsibility. I think that is extremely important. I have gone across the line of control. Nothing happened because Pakistanis were not there in their bunkers. But local level responses have been there in the past also. Now, having put that context, एक context बता दिया मैंने आपको. अब मैं आपको आगे बताता हूँ कि इसमें मतलब जब हम पाकिस्तान की बात करते हैं, हम कहते हैं पाकिस्तान एक देश है. तकरीबन वहाँ पे कुछ 20 करोड़ लोग रहते हैं और पाकिस्तान की कैपिटल इस्लामाबाद है. अगर आप सच पूछें तो पाकिस्तान की जो पॉपुलेशन है वो तकरीबन 8 लाख की है और पाकिस्तान की कैपिटल रावलपिंडी है. ये सच है. The destiny of that nation is controlled by the men in khaki. और ये पाकिस्तान के सियासतदान हैं कौन? Who are these people who march with the flag of democracy in Pakistan? Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, who was hanged by General Ziaul Haq. Zulfikar Ali Bhutto को politics में कौन लाया? There was a man he called daddy. प्यार से उसको daddy बोलते थे जुल्फिकार अली भुट्टो साहब. General Ayub Khan. General Ayub Khan, the original architect of the China-Pakistan economic corridor, along with Bhutto. General Ayub Khan, a military dictator, brought Zulfikar Ali Bhutto to power. He made him a politician. In 1983, a middle-level businessman from Punjab in Pakistan was handpicked by General Ziaul Haq and made the finance minister of Punjab. This young businessman had not won any election, ना कोई political leader था. उसका एक qualification था, loyalty. That young industrialist who had a few steel companies, etc., his name was Nawaz Sharif. नवाज शरीफ को अपने कॉर्पोरेट ऑफिस से उठा के पंजाब का फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर बना दिया. कट टू 2018. क्रिकेटर इमरान खान 2013 के पहले इमरान खान ने कभी कुछ नहीं जीता था. He had lost all elections. What happened between 2013 and 2018? I'll tell you what happened. Imran Khan suddenly realized कि अगर आप तालिबान के खिलाफ बात करेंगे, अगर आप टेररिज्म के खिलाफ बात करेंगे और अगर आप फौज के खिलाफ बात करेंगे, you will amount to nothing in the Islamic Republic of Pakistan. You will amount to a big fat zero. After 2013, Imran Khan changed track. And he changed track so much that people started calling him Taliban Khan. Overnight, he became a champion of the Taliban. And suddenly, Taliban, who were terrorists before 2013, in 2014, they became Bhatke Hue Naujawan. He's talking about a direct affiliate of the Al-Qaeda network. तो ये बात हुई. Then he started supporting the Pakistan army. We'll come back to Imran Khan later during the course of this speech. पाकिस्तानी आर्मी का रोल क्या रहा है? In India, the tallest leader at the time of independence, mass movement थी independence की, at that point in time was Mahatma Gandhi, who was the father of the nation, who became the father of the nation, was declared such. He was a lawyer. And good friend Jinnah was also a lawyer across. गांधी जी said, मुझे सियासत से कोई ज़्यादा लेना देना नहीं है, मैंने जो करना था मैंने कर कुरा दिया, अब कहानी खत्म हो गई. No, Jinnah, you carry on. Jinnah carried on. Jinnah became the Sarve Sarva, the Lord and Master of Pakistan. India got a constitution within the first 4-5 years of its independence. And Pakistan's constitution has been torn 4 times. Famously picked up the constitution of Pakistan in his right hand, General Zia-ul-Haq, and said that this is so many pieces of worthless paper, I hereby tear them and throw them inside the dustbin. And the assassination of the leaders. And the assassination of the first Prime Minister of Pakistan, Zulfikar Bhutto, his daughter Benazir, exile of Nawaz Sharif, who lived for 10 years in Jeddah. What does this tell you? And how is it connected to the surgical strike? This tells you one simple thing. When you start developing a mind of your own in Pakistan as a politician, remember that Big Brother is watching. Big Brother will pull you up. It could mean death, it could mean exile, or it could simply mean a disappearance. Before we move on to Kashmir, because surgical strikes took place in the Jammu and Kashmir area, when I was in London, I had gone to give a series of lectures there. I spoke at the British Parliament, I spoke at Oxford, I spoke at King's College London and other places. And I made friends with a Pakistani journalist who was from their so-called Azad Kashmir. And while having dinner together, I said कि आपके कश्मीर में क्या हाल है? तो he said, मेजर साहब ऐसा है कि कम से कम आपके कश्मीर में, यानी इंडियन कश्मीर में, आज़ादी मांगने की आज़ादी तो है. मेरे रिश्तेदार ने ऐसी कुछ बोल दिया था, 3 साल से उसको ढूंढ रहे हैं. His relative spoke something which was against the state line, क्योंकि वहां पे भी कभी कभी आज़ादी का भूत चढ़ जाता है लोग. So entire families disappear. in Pakistan. And it is common in Baltistan. It is common in that entire so-called Azad Kashmir जो बोलते हैं, Pakistan occupied Kashmir, और बलूचिस्तान में तो है ही, सिंध में है ही. This is extremely common. Now, having set the terms of reference of today's talk, why the surgical strike became necessary, and to my mind, and there can be various reasons, people can say that, नहीं सर हमें ऐसा लगता है कि शायद इसका कारण ये होगा, या फिर हमें लगता है कि शायद इसका कारण ये होगा. Feel free to disagree with me. I will tell you what I feel. This so-called jihad, this artificially manufactured jihad in Kashmir, which was a laboratory experiment, this started in 1989. Why not in 79? And why not in 99? It started in 1989 because the first so-called Afghan jihad had started to wind down in 1989. Gorbachev was the president. We have heard of Glasnost. We have heard of Perestroika. We have heard about the breakup of the Soviet Union. There were 3 million refugees in the refugee camps of Peshawar. And then there is the story of Operation Topak, how they were funneling funds from here and supporting the so-called Mujahideen in Kabul, and how it came to Srinagar. Now, India decided to hit back. And one of the weapons that India used to hit back was where Major General Sohi has been posted, the Rashtra Rifles, by far India's most successful military experiment. Now, what happened was that the Pakistani generals realized over a period of decades that not fighting with India is very profitable. And not fighting with India is personally profitable. Two quick examples, one analogy and one example. I was giving this speech at Oxford University, and there were a few Pakistani students sitting. And they said, India अपने आप को बहुत बड़ी डेमोक्रेसी कहता है, ये कहता है, वो कहता है, ये सब झूठ है. अच्छा ठीक है. आपके फादर क्या करते हैं? My father is a corps commander in the Pakistan Army. I said, कौन सा इंडियन जनरल है जिसका बच्चा ऑक्सफोर्ड में पढ़ना अफोर्ड कर सकता है? An Indian general gets his pension. What does the Pakistani general get? When General Rahil Sharif retired, he got 93 acres of prime land in Islamabad. So when you have 93 acres of prime land in Islamabad, you become a multi-millionaire on the date of retirement. And then there is this huge scam in Pakistan called the Fauji Foundation. I don't know how many of you have heard of the Fauji Foundation. The Fauji Foundation is a group of companies controlled by the Pakistani military, and the total net worth of the Fauji Foundation is over 20 billion US dollars. Billion Bravo, not million Mike. Billion Bravo, 20 billion US dollars. From fertilizers to real estate to that breakfast cereals to steel, stock exchange manipulation. These group of companies do every single thing in Pakistan. And the generals of Pakistan and the officer class of Pakistan and even the Jawans, these people are direct beneficiaries of the Fauji Foundation. Now, there would be many amongst you here who would be businessmen, who run their own companies. What does a businessman want? He wants stability. He wants a continuity of regime. And he wants basic laws that can protect his business and his interests. How did the Pakistani army do that? How did the Pakistani army protect its massive business interests? It did so by the same principle that America did. America outsourced business, Pakistani army outsourced jihad. Two decades back, the motto of the Pakistani army was unity, faith, discipline, which was given by Muhammad Ali Jinnah. Unity, faith, discipline. 2 decades back, they changed it. Iman, taqwa, jihad fi sabilillah is the current motto of the Pakistan army. Jihad in the path of God. So, you have Hafiz Saeed of the Lashkar-e-Tayyaba, who was, by the way, running a small quote-unquote NGO to look after the Afghan Mujahideen who were hurt in the jihad. That is number one. Handpicked by General Ziaul Haq. Sayyid Salahuddin, Chairman, United Jihad Council and the head of Hizbul Mujahideen. He fought an election in India, he lost, after which he became a terrorist. And then there is Maulana Masood Azhar of the Jaish-e-Mohammed. Now there are small little other terror outfits here and there who keep on jumping up and down, but these are the major players in Kashmir as far as terrorism is concerned. कभी किसी का सिक्का भारी हो जाता है, कभी किसी का सिक्का हल्का हो जाता है. Depends on the strike rate of Rashtriya Rifles. Sometimes there was a time I was speaking to an RR officer and he says that the biggest problem that Lashkar is having is that nobody is willing to become the commander in Kashmir of Lashkar. He says कि नहीं साहब ये तो बड़ा जोखम वाला काम है, RR वाले मार डालते हैं. And they keep on killing the commanders. So for a very long time, 6 to 8 months, they didn't have commanders. अच्छा इनकी आदतें भी खराब हैं, सेल्फी लेना शुरू कर देते हैं ये लोग. आपने देखा होगा फेसबुक पे. He'll take an AK-47, he'll take a selfie. अच्छा, not realizing that you're signing your own death warrant. Now they know what you look like. And Rashtriya Rifles is a force. I'll tell you how it is different, apart from the fact that there are structural differences. There is a significant amount of force in the Rashtriya Rifles, which is always there. The location is the same. For example, 13 RR is from my regiment, and 13 RR is in Manasbal, for example, which is just ahead of Srinagar, not very far. So it has been in Manasbal for a very long time. The manpower will keep on rotating. So at any point in time, you will have sufficient people with sources on ground, with knowledge of the geography. It's not a completely new unit going there. There is always that ground level knowledge that is available. And that is why RR is so successful. So they started having these problems. So what did they do? When these people started getting killed, in the 2000s, there was a time of relative calm in the Kashmir Valley. There were officers driving up and down from High Altitude Warfare School, which is in Gulmarg, to Srinagar. No convoy, normal tha. Pakistan realized that this is going out of hand. We commit a mistake, and there is somebody waiting to take advantage of that mistake. And we should not blame the Pakistanis for that. We need to look within. So Pakistan changed the entire narrative. आज की तारीख में अगर आप किसी stone pelter से बात करेंगे, I know a stone pelter, I'll not take his name. He's known to me. He's a leader of 500 stone pelters and he's pursuing higher education. He uses stone pelting to fund his education. So it's a business. So Pakistan ने क्या बोला? Narrative change कर दिया. पहले narrative क्या था? हमें क्या चाहिए आजादी? आजादी का मतलब क्या? ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह. अभी क्या narrative है? अभी narrative ये है शरिया या शहादत. there is massive radicalization which is going on in Jammu and Kashmir. Massive radicalization. Rohingyas entered India from Assam and Bengal. They crossed all the states only to settle in Jammu. Now there are Rohingya settlements elsewhere also. But they settled in Jammu and they have got solid local support in Jammu. Number two, in almost 30 years of this terrorism happening in Kashmir Valley, which was earlier militancy, now it turned to terrorism. In these 30 years, there was nobody from the rest of India who said that we will go to Kashmir and fight jihad with you. There's nobody. Like you would have seen kids from Kerala, from Hyderabad going to fight in Syria with the ISIS. You would have heard that news. बाकी हिंदुस्तान से कोई नहीं जा रहा था वहां पे लड़ने के लिए. पिछले 6 महीने में 2 वाकये हुए हैं. एक हैदराबाद से, there was a young man from Hyderabad and another one from Assam who had no idea about conflict. But they knew that their life in this world was wasted. But if they died, अगर वो लड़ते लड़ते शहीद हो जाएंगे, they would go to a better world where they were respected. And then of course they came face to face with Rashtra Rifles and उनकी भी मांग पूरी हो गई. But you know, one must always understand this thing of what Pakistan is doing in Kashmir. Number one, a 70-year-old history of military rule directly or indirectly. मैंने आपको बताया था ये सब पाकिस्तानी डिक्टेटर्स के हैं, ये लोग पाले पोसे हैं ये सब के सब. That is number one. Number two, an economy that revolves around terrorism, an economy that revolves around Afghanistan and Central Asia, an economy that evolves around or revolves around the interests of a particular class of people, whether it's the Vaderas of Punjab or Sindh, or whether it's the military class or the top politicians, those top 400, 500 families who run Pakistan. तो पाकिस्तान ने ये शुरू करा. Further radicalization. I wish somebody would file an RTI and say and ask these very valid questions. हम लोग क्या थोड़ा सा डर जाते हैं. When you ask a direct question, लोग कहते हैं यार ये don't make a communal statement. This is not a communal statement. We're talking facts. And we're just saying that पिछले 10 साल में जितने मदरसे बने हैं कश्मीर में, मैं कश्मीर वैली की बात कर रहा हूँ. I'm not talking about Jammu, I'm not talking about Ladakh, I'm talking about Kashmir Valley. And by the way, before I come to this madrasa thing, do you know how big is the Kashmir Valley? Which people say, which Pakistan says is a nuclear flashpoint, blah, blah, blah. Kashmir Valley is not more than 135, 140 kilometers long and 30 to 40 kilometers wide. Kashmir Valley is this much, by the way. Now, so when we speak about these things, about these madrasas which are there in the Kashmir Valley, all the Maulvis of the madrasas, which at one time were 100% Kashmiris, are now from Deoband, are now from Bihar. Most of them. There is something that is happening and we are ill-prepared as a nation. We are hopelessly ill-prepared. हम लोग कहते हैं ना मुंबई में बारिश हुई, मुंबई में बम धमाके हुए, लेकिन वो मुंबईकर की स्पिरिट है. वो स्पिरिट नहीं है किसी की, ना दिल्ली वाले की ना मुंबई वाले की. उसको बच्चे को खाना खिलाना है इसलिए बेचारा डर के मारे ऑफिस जाता है. And the question here is very simple. You want to be a superpower? You want to sit on the high table of the United Nations Security Council? That table is meant for the strong. It is meant for the powerful. It is not meant for people who say that when an enemy slaps you, show the other cheek. It is not meant for those people. तो हम बतौर कौम अपना दिमाग बना लें कि हमें चलना किस डायरेक्शन में है. Where are we going? Where do we want to reach? If you want to become a superpower, let me tell you this. And I'm not saying India should do the same thing. Never. Our moral standards are far, far higher. But I can tell you one thing. America, Russia, China, Great Britain, France. These are the 5 permanent members of the United Nations Security Council, and these are the 5 worst human rights violators in the world. आप किसी की हिस्ट्री देख लीजिए. माओ त्से तुंग killed 30 million of his own people. Stalin killed 25 million of his own people. America introduced slavery to the entire world. ये cotton plantations जो थे, slaves आए थे. At that time they were derisively and in a derogatory manner called Negroes, whom we call the African Americans today. France, they wiped out entire North Africa. And England ruled half the known world. ये लोग हैं जो आपको सबक सिखाते हैं कि आप ना कश्मीर में गलत कर रहे हैं, आप ह्यूमन राइट्स वायलेट कर रहे हैं. These are the people who teach you. And we say, yes, sir, you're probably right. Now, how is awareness spread as far as Pakistan is concerned? In 1949-50, I forget the year, Pakistan started a small military capsule, a small team called the ISPR, Inter-Services Public Relations, which is the media management and the propaganda wing of the Pakistan Army, armed forces. But when you say armed forces in Pakistan, it basically means the army. और Navy Air Force को ज़्यादा हवा तो रहती नहीं वहाँ पे. I'll just tell you, in 1965 war, after the Pakistani army attacked India in the Akhnur sector, how many of you heard of Madam Noor Jahan, that favorite singer, famous singer? तो पुराने लोग जानते होंगे. आवाज़ दे कहाँ है दुनिया मेरी जवां है, बड़े फेमस मैडम नूर जहां के गाने. मैडम नूर जहां ने बड़े पेट्रियोटिक सॉन्ग्स भी गाए थे पाकिस्तान में. तो पाकिस्तान का जो एयर चीफ था, वो दैट पुअर जेंटलमैन was listening to the radio. TV था नहीं उस वक्त. He was listening to the radio. And suddenly रेडियो में मैडम नूर जहान के गाने आना शुरू हो गए. जब पाकिस्तान टीवी पे मैडम नूर जहान गाती हैं या पाकिस्तान रेडियो पे मैडम नूर जहान गाती हैं, तो इसका मतलब या तो वॉर हो गया या कू हो गया. वो तभी गाना चलाते हैं, वतन के सजीले नौजवान आगे बढ़े चलो टाइप्स. They keep on. So he got a little worried after he heard मैडम नूर जहान. He called up. He says, कोई मसला तो नहीं है? कह रहा हाँ सर, कोई ज़्यादा नहीं सर, we just crossed over into अखनूर सर थोड़ा सा. He actually did not know. And this is on record. This is on record. So please understand the power structure that you're talking about in Pakistan. Why am I giving you all these examples? Because the topic of the lecture clearly is Indo-Pak relations beyond surgical strike. मैं ये सब क्यों बता रहा हूँ आपको? When you talk about Indo-Pak relations, you must know the beast that you're dealing with. Who are you dealing with? John Kerry, Secretary of State, former. He says hello to the Prime Minister of Pakistan, and then he takes his convoy and he goes to Rawalpindi, which is around 22 kilometers away, and he pays his regards to the Chief of the Army Staff. Why? Every visiting dignitary in Pakistan goes and says hello to the Chief of the Army Staff, or the Chief of the Army Staff says hello to him. Because that institution controls the country. काम निकलवाना है तो पाकिस्तानी आर्मी से निकलवाना है. यानी कि फॉरेन पॉलिसी 4 मुल्कों की, इंडिया, अमेरिका, चाइना and Afghanistan. The foreign policy of these 4 countries vis-a-vis Pakistan is managed by GHQ Rawalpindi. Nawaz Sharif को बड़ा प्यार आ गया था हिंदुस्तान पे. So he said कि there should be a reset in relations. और मोदी जी मेरे बड़े अच्छे दोस्त हैं और उन्होंने 2-3 बार मोदी जी बोला. तो फिर उसके बाद क्या हुआ कि इलाज के लिए he went to London. He went to London for a bypass surgery. And one of the visitors during that bypass surgery was the head of the ISI. He came to say hello to the Prime Minister. So जितनी मोहब्बत नवाज शरीफ के मुंह से टपक रही थी, after the visit, after the bypass surgery, they say Nawaz Sharif had a change of heart. What happened was that he says मैं हिंदुस्तान के दांत खट्टे कर दूंगा. वो बुके लेकर गया था नवाज शरीफ के पास, and he told him कि सर ये आप जो कह रहे हैं this is not acceptable सर, थोड़ा सा मतलब आपको वापस भी आना है. एंड बड़े तमीज़ से मतलब नथिंग इंसल्टिंग, सर आप देख लीजिए बाकी आपकी मर्जी है. तो इसे नहीं कोई दिक्कत ही नहीं है. सो ही सेड इंडिया के दांत खट्टे कर देंगे और हम देख लेंगे और कश्मीर आज़ाद होकर रहेगा. ऑल दैट दैट इज द काइंड ऑफ इन्फ्लुएंस दैट पाकिस्तानी आर्मी wields inside Pakistan. Now, ISPR I was talking about, ISPR spreads misinformation and disinformation in Pakistan at a very, very massive scale. Disinformation at a very massive scale. For example, छोटी सी बात, और यही मुझसे ऑक्सफोर्ड में भी पूछा गया. वो जो पाकिस्तानी जर्नलों के बच्चे बैठे थे, वो BMW 7 सीरीज और सब खड़ी थी कॉलेज के बाहर उनकी. So they said there are 700,000 Indian Army troops in the Kashmir Valley. ये आप लोगों ने फिगर बड़ा देखा होगा, 7 लाख फौज है, 700,000. बट इट लार्जली डिपेंड्स ऑन द मूड ऑफ द पाकिस्तानीज. कोई 8 लाख भी बोल देता है, कोई 1 मिलियन भी बोल देता है. मतलब बट 7 lakhs इज जनरली एक्सेप्टेड इन पाकिस्तान दैट हाँ 7 लाख तो होगी. एंड नाउ दे हैव ऑल्सो स्टार्टेड बिलीविंग देयर ओन लाइज. दे स्टार्ट बिलीविंग हाँ 7 लाख है. तो आई आस्क्ड दिस लेडी, दिस यंग स्टूडेंट, दैट पाकिस्तानी कोर कमांडर्स डॉटर, क्या बताएं आपको कैसे पता? I asked her, how do you know? You said 7 lakh troops. How do you know there are 7 lakh troops in the Kashmir Valley? He said, everybody knows. I said, everybody में कौन? तुम्हारे चाचा मामा कौन शामिल है? Everybody knows. Who is everybody? So he said, no, there are various reports. Amnesty International reports. I said, you have a smartphone with you? Please tell me a credible report. I will apologize to you. Sorry बोल दूंगा, मैं गलत हूँ, आप सही हो, ठीक है. So this is the kind of lies that they spread. How many of you here are active on social media and have heard of Kunan Pushpora? Kunan Pushpora is a village in Kashmir where they said that Indian Army troops went and there was massive rape in the entire village. That case was investigated thrice. First Indian Army investigated, they said नहीं ये तो interested party है, हटाओ, ठीक है. जम्मू एंड कश्मीर पुलिस investigated, they said नहीं तो पुलिस है, ये तो compromised party. Then Mr. Varghese was sent from Delhi, a noted human rights activist, and I think Press Information Bureau का वो, he was some senior person of the Press Information Bureau. Now ये जो थे ये, I'm sorry, there is something wrong here. Yeah. So he was sent, Mr. Varghese was sent, and Mr. Varghese said there is nothing wrong. Kunan Pushpora did not happen. But today, if you go to Kashmir Valley, you ask any youngster, he will swear on his life Kunan Pushpora happened, because that is the power of social media. Mass graves found in Lolab Valley. A picture is floating around in downtown Srinagar. Mass graves found. 103 dead bodies. 23 children. With the caption. Obviously, everybody gets angry. You look at the picture, and then when you investigate with the help of technology, you find out that this image is actually from Syria. सीरियस इमेज लेके पीछे आपने कोई पहाड़ वहाड़ आपने बना दिया, ऐसे फिरन वाले 4-5 बंदे ऐसे खड़े कर दिए, और बच्चे तो बच्चे ही हैं. This is done at a regular basis in Kashmir. They will invent things out of thin air. Now, once the surgical strikes happened as a response to Pakistan's deliberate provocations, Pakistani army did one thing that it is an expert in. और इंडिया की और कोई भी आर्मी है ऐसा काम कर ही नहीं सकती जो पाकिस्तानी फौज कर सकती है. पाकिस्तानी फौज ने बोला कि जनाब ये तो हुआ ही नहीं था. That is what they do. 1965 war, हम जीत गए. You would have heard Pakistanis saying this very frequently. We won 1965 war. Then they'll give some sort of data. If any Pakistani on social media ever says that we won the 1965 war, you please tell him, why did you launch the war? You launched the war to take Kashmir. That was the primary objective of the war. When you could not fulfill your primary objective, how is it that you won the war? नहीं, फिर वो ड्रॉ हो गया था. It's not a badminton match. ड्रॉ हो गया था. You failed in your primary objective, end of story. We were successful in our primary objective in 1971. The Indian Armed Forces created Bangladesh in 14 days flat. It's a successful military operation. कारगिल में हमने इंडियन आर्मी के दांत खट्टे कर, क्या खट्टे कर दिए यार? They talk like a typical C-grade Bollywood movie. दांत खट्टे कर दिए. कैसे दांत खट्टे कर दिए? हाँ, हमारे 527 शहीद हुए थे, no doubt, but we threw them out. So, when we conducted the surgical strike, the first response of Pakistan was कि जनाब ऐसा हुआ ही नहीं है, हम तो मानते ही नहीं. Unfortunately, a few political parties are also saying the same thing. कि सिर्फ हम नहीं कह रहे, इंडियंस भी कह रहे नहीं हुआ था. So they found a soulmate here and they said कि हाँ सब ये भी कह रहे हैं, ये भी कह रहे हैं और सब लोग कह रहे हैं, तो अब इसका मतलब नहीं हुआ है. So we have agreed कि नहीं हुआ है. मुझे ऐसा लगता है while the surgical strikes were a very important message, we must understand one basic fundamental. And I have tried wherever I've gone, this is not the first time I'm saying it, I try to explain this fundamental to a lot of things, hoping that one day somebody upstairs will hear it and maybe it will find resonance with somebody. कोई सोचेगा कि हाँ यार ये बात में दम है ना, he's saying something which is all right. It's like you have a house and you have a lawn outside the house. हर हफ्ते आप उस लॉन की घास काटते हैं. अब इसमें घास की तो गलती नहीं है. That is the policy you must have with Pakistan. This grass cutting must happen regularly. You can't have a surgical strike once and say it is enough. General Soy made a very, very pertinent comment. He says Pakistan does not understand this language. जो आप लोग बात करते हैं ना diplomatic language, उनको समझ में नहीं आती. Why? Because वहां पे फौजी हैं. A general will never understand diplomatic language. He's not trained that way. We will go there and then we will do this and United Nations में we will say this. उनको कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. You have to speak to them in the language they understand. Unfortunately, Pakistan understands only the language of violence. If you ask me, what is Pakistan? And this is how they have defined themselves. मैं नहीं बोल रहा ये. This is how they have defined themselves. What is Pakistan? Pakistanis will say, we who are not India. The definition of Pakistan is we who are not India. You have created a context for 70 years कि हम हर तरीके से इनसे अलग हैं. ये हमारा दुश्मन है. अब आपने दुश्मनी जो पाल ली मेरे साथ, और मैं आपसे 5 गुना बड़ा हूं, और मेरी फौज आपसे तगड़ी है. My diplomacy is far better than yours. My economy is a million miles ahead of yours. So you build up a victimhood complex inside your own country. कि हिंदुस्तान बड़ी मैली नजर से हमें देखता है. And then, after having brainwashed your population, you tell your population this. कि अगर बिजली तुम्हारे घर में नहीं आ रही, अगर नलों में पानी नहीं आ रहा, अगर तुम्हारे बच्चों के पास तालीम नहीं है, अगर तुम्हारे माँ बाप के पास सेहत के रास्ते नहीं है, अगर तुम्हारे देश में, कंट्री में लॉ एंड ऑर्डर नहीं है, डोंट वरी. जिस दिन कश्मीर आएगा, नल में पानी भी आएगा, बिजली भी आएगी और हमारी क्रिकेट टीम भी जीतेगी. एवरीथिंग विल हैपन. सो दिस एंटायर नैरेटिव हैज बीन क्रिएटेड कि एक दिन कश्मीर आएगा. And this promise has been made by ruler after ruler after ruler after ruler. Only last few years Pakistan was saying, and even today Pakistan says, Kashmir is the core issue. And we say that terrorism is the core issue. Let us step forward and say, yes, Kashmir is the core issue. अच्छा, मैंने कह दिया Kashmir is the core issue. फिर what will happen? Nothing will happen. If Kashmir is the core issue, they should realize there are Punjabis in Pakistan, there are Sindhis, there are Baloch, there are so many ethnicities. Everybody is being massacred only for this mad dream called Kashmir. पाकिस्तान की नेशनल लैंग्वेज, मैं आपको बताता हूं, पाकिस्तान की दो चीजें बताता हूं आपको, तभी आपको सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक्स का पता लग जाएगा. पाकिस्तान की नेशनल लैंग्वेज क्या है? उर्दू. Do you know less than 5% of the people in Pakistan speak Urdu? The mother tongue of 45-46% of Punjabis is Punjabi. They speak exactly the same Punjabi with slight differences that is spoken in India. Sindhi speak Sindhi. Balochi speak Baloch. Pathan speak Pashto and Dari. उर्दू कौन बोलता है? उर्दू वो बोलते हैं जो यहां पे यूपी और बिहार से गए थे. They speak Urdu and they have settled in and around Karachi, जिन्होंने MQM पार्टी बनाई थी अपनी, महाजिर कौमी मूवमेंट, फिर बाद में उसका मुत्ताहिदा कौमी मूवमेंट नाम चेंज कर दिया था. They are the people who speak Urdu. Nobody speaks Urdu. And during the debate when I said that 1947-48 वॉर के बाद जो सीजफायर लाइन थी, फिर 1960 लाइन ऑफ कंट्रोल बता दिया, तो कश्मीर वैली का विभाजन हो गया. इट वॉज डिवाइडेड. कश्मीर वैली. Now I would request you to go on internet, go on the official website. Go on the official website of so-called Azad Kashmir. What is the ethnicity of the people of so-called Azad Kashmir? The ethnicity of the people in Kashmir Valley is Kashmiri in India. It is Kashmiri. They speak Kashmiri. They eat Kashmiri food. They wear Kashmiri dress. The ethnicity of the so-called state of Azad Kashmir is Punjabi. How? Now, सबसे पहला सवाल, आपके कश्मीरी कहां गए? और यहां पे हिंदुस्तान की गलती है. There in Pakistan, they finished off the Kashmiri Muslims. You know Nawaz Sharif. Nawaz Sharif claims that he is Kashmiri. और नवाज शरीफ जब इंग्लिश बोलता है लगता है पंजाबी बोल रहा है. और नवाज शरीफ कहता है मैं कश्मीरी हूं. I don't know for some this thing. So जितने भी ex servicemen थे, they gave them lands in Kashmir, they settled down. The population just like China did, the population was diluted. Demography उन्होंने ऐसे मैनेज करी. आज की तारीख में except for some pockets in Muzaffarabad, nobody speaks Kashmiri there. That sense of identity is gone. थोड़ा सा वहां पे पहाड़ी बोल लेंगे, थोड़ा सा गोजरी बोल लेंगे. Main language is Punjabi. There is no Kashmiri food. There is no Wazwan there that Kashmir is so famous for. There is no Kashmiri music. It's finished. They have finished it. एक तो ये काम कर दिया पाकिस्तान ने. दूसरी चीज जो पाकिस्तान ने शुरू करा था उससे आज भी हिंदुस्तान भुगत रहा है. I'll come back to surgical strikes. Just one point. How many of you know that what was the final straw on the camel's back which led to the 1971 war? यहां पे मेरे काफी सीनियर्स बैठे हैं. The final straw on the camel's back was the millions of Bengali refugees who were coming into India. There were other reasons also. But one of the stated reasons, now, war kabhi ek karan se nahi hota. There are 10 reasons. One of the stated reasons was a massive refugee influx into India. And there are Pakistani supporting parties, especially Jamaat-ul-Islami in Bangladesh, who still encourage this. They encourage this, and every day hundreds of people stream into India, hundreds literally. And the day is not far when in some corner of Uttar Pradesh or Karnataka or Rajasthan or any other state, you will have the first member of parliament or the first MLA who's a Rohingya. आपने इनको आधार कार्ड जो दे दिया, आपने पैन कार्ड दे दिया. If you go to the Sojian Cant where the attack took place in J&K, just outside across the road there is a huge thriving Rohingya colony. Just outside the army. So we are sitting on a time bomb. Relations with Pakistan have to be looked through a certain prism. As long as Imran Khan keeps on saying that he keeps on parroting the army line, he will be in power. The day he stops parroting the army line, Imran Khan will be either shot dead, he'll be hanged, he'll be exiled. Because there is an example of 3-4, it has happened to 3-4 people. So Imran is nothing special. They'll do it to Imran also. How do you engage with Pakistan? And this is not just post-surgical strikes. This is also always, I have maintained, at least after 1965. The problem is not Hafiz Saeed. The problem is not Maulana Masood Azhar. The problem is not Sayyid Salahuddin. ये सिर्फ मुखौटे हैं. कल अगर आप हाफिज सईद को मार देंगे तो कोई और हाफिज सईद आ जाएगा. और उनके पास 35,000 रजिस्टर्ड मदरसाज हैं और लाखों अनरजिस्टर्ड मदरसाज हैं. अगर एक मदरसे से एक लड़का भी तैयार हो गया लड़ने के लिए, they can keep on fighting India for the next 100 years. और हम लोग इसी चीज में खुश रहेंगे कि आज हमने 3 मार दिए, कल 5 मार दिए. They have an unlimited supply. So what is the solution? So you're living in a room, let's say. There is one room और आपके बगल में कमरे में एक और कमरा है, right? और उस कमरे में पानी का नल किसी ने खोल रखा है. तो पानी बह के आपके कमरे में आ रहा है. तो आपने वाइपर लिया, आपने पोछा लिया, आपने कमरा साफ कर दिया, आपका कमरा साफ हो गया. लेकिन 5 सेकंड बाद दोबारा पानी आ गया. अगर आप ये चाहते हैं कि पानी आपके कमरे में आना बंद हो तो आपको उस कमरे में जाके नल बंद करना पड़ेगा. ठीक है? और बाकी हम अगले 100 साल तक आपस में झूठ बोल सकते हैं एक दूसरे को. We can keep lying to ourselves. But I am of the very firm belief that unless you break the spine of the Pakistan army, nothing will change. This is the monster that we have ignored for the past 70 years. हम इमरान से बात नहीं करेंगे. ओ मत करो यार इमरान से बात. ना इमरान को फर्क पड़ना है ना आपको फर्क पड़ना, कुछ नहीं होना उससे. हम क्रिकेट नहीं खेलेंगे. अच्छा, एक तो मुझे एक बात समझ में नहीं आती. अनफॉर्चुनेटली सारा ठेका देशभक्ति का भारतीय सेना ने ले रखा है इस देश में. वो बॉलीवुड वाला अपने गाने भी रिकॉर्ड करवाता है दुबई में जाके, राइट? क्रिकेट वाले क्रिकेट भी खेल रहे हैं, हम खुशियां भी बनाते हैं जी उनको हरा दिया मैच में. Their job is not, they are not happy winning with you. They are just proving to the world that we also exist and we are in engagement with India. Cricket is one of the factors. You're doing business with them, you're doing everything with them. And it is only the dead bodies of my brothers who come back in a coffin wrapped in the tricolor. जो फौजी बॉर्डर पे खड़ा है उसकी पर्सनल लड़ाई थोड़ा ना उसके. He does not even know whom he is killing. He has no idea. And this country belongs to everybody. It does not only belong to the Indian Army. It belongs to all of you. It belongs to me. It belongs to everybody here. this mass boycott of Pakistan at a civilian level and at the military level. You know, diplomatic level, isolation, economic level, sanctions, and at the military level, to break the spine. I'm not talking about war here. I would like to think I'm a responsible person. मैं ये नहीं कह रहा जी आप अटैक कर दो, बम मार दो, ये सब नहीं कह रहा मैं. There are so many ways by which you can break the spine of the Pakistan army. So many ways. And I can just tell you one thing. There is a very famous saying, and it is the core of my belief. शमशीर के साए के तले जन्नत पलती है. Paradise is under the shade of swords. If you love your country, you must be willing to defend this country with violence. It cannot be defended with peace. You tell the young kids today that there are chapters upon chapters upon chapters of heroes of the freedom struggle who advocated peace. Chapters upon chapters. Nobody will tell you about a poem called Zafarnama written by Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj. क्योंकि इनको फर्क ही नहीं पड़ता. इनको फर्क ही नहीं पड़ता. Nobody will tell you about Chhatrapati Shivaji. इनको फर्क नहीं पड़ता. They don't care about our icons. क्योंकि हमें दुनिया को एक इमेज प्रोजेक्ट करनी है. आपने आज अगर मेरे गाल पे थप्पड़ मारा, यू आर मोर देन वेलकम सर. आप दोबारा एक मारे, प्लीज, टिल यू आर हैप्पी. कीप स्लैपिंग मी, आई विल कीप ऑन टेकिंग इट. एंड वी हैव बीन टेकिंग इट. We have been taking it. 1947-48, they took away 1/3 of Kashmir. We did nothing about it. 1965, they attacked. We did nothing about it. 1999 in Kargil, we did nothing about it. 1993, terrorist violence in Mumbai, stock market, Air India building, they were bombed. We did nothing about it. 26/11, we did nothing about it. Kashmir, we did nothing. Punjab, we did nothing. We have become the nothing state. पाकिस्तान को पता. हम लोग यहां पे अच्छा बात लोग बड़ी इंटरेस्टिंग करते हैं. अगर आपने पाकिस्तान पे अटैक करा तो उनका, आपको पता है उनके पास न्यूक्लियर वेपन है. एक बात बताइए, जब 1999 में पाकिस्तान ने कारगिल में हमें अटैक करा था, क्या हमारे पास न्यूक्लियर वेपन नहीं थे? थे ना हमारे पास. देन दिस फियर ऑफ द अननोन इन आवर माइंड्स. से हमें पाला ऐसे गया है, बेटा स्वेटर पहन लो वरना ठंड लग जाएगी. मां बोल रही है अपने बेटे को. तो मैं कहता हूं अगर इतना नालायक बेटा है जिसको अकल नहीं स्वेटर पहनने की, उसको ठंड लगनी चाहिए. क्यों बच्चे को ऐसे पाल के रखा है? बेटा रोड ध्यान से देख के, वो क्या रोड क्यों नहीं ध्यान से देख के पार करेगा? आपने उसको ऐसे बना रखा है कि ये पूरी डरपोक कौम बन गई है पूरी. We have become so scared of everything. Zero error, गलती ना हो जाए कहीं पे. And this is what Pakistan knows. This is what Pakistan takes advantage of. And of course, it is supported by China in a very large measure. अगर आपको ये सब चीजें खत्म करनी हैं, आपको सबसे पहले इसका स्रोत समझना पड़ेगा. स्रोत इसका हाफिज सईद नहीं है, दाऊद इब्राहिम नहीं है. स्रोत इसका पाकिस्तान आर्मी है. The source of all evil in Pakistan is the Pakistani army. Unless you sort out the Pakistani army, you're going to have this problem again and again. सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक तो एक थी ना, आपने एक बार करी सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक. परसों रिपोर्ट आई वो कैंप्स दोबारा बन गए. वो कैंप्स क्या हैं? वो जो कैंप्स, मैंने फोटोज देखी हैं कैंप्स की, वो कैंप्स होते क्या हैं जिनको हम बोलते हैं ना कि बड़ा टेररिस्ट के कैंप्स थे? वो क्या शॉपिंग मॉल बना रखा है वो DLF का वहाँ पे? पेड़ के नीचे कुछ कैनवस के वो हैं, कुछ वुडन स्ट्रक्चर्स हैं, बस दैट्स ऑल. वो 24 घंटे के अंदर बंद करके डिसमेंटल हो जाते हैं. यू हैव टू पुट सी. फाइनली आई वुड लाइक टू से वन थिंग. प्लीज स्पीक टू द पर्सन इन द लैंग्वेज ही अंडरस्टैंड्स. You can do diplomacy with any other country in the world. If you try diplomacy with Pakistan, you will fail because you will keep on engaging with इमरान खान और उसके बेचारे के हाथ में है नहीं कुछ. और फौज ने उसका काम पे लगा दिया कि तुझे $12 बिलियन लेकर आने, हमारा डिफॉल्ट होने वाला है. अब नाउ ही इज गोइंग एंड बेगिंग पीपल. वो IMF से कभी कहता है इससे नहीं मांगूंगा, चाइना ने मना कर दिया. वो वैसे ही उनका एयरपोर्ट है जिन्ना एयरपोर्ट, वो गिरवी है, उनके मोटरवे सारे गिरवी रखे हुए हैं उन्होंने. दे हैव टेकन ऑल द मनी फ्रॉम चाइना, नाउ दे इज आस्किंग सम मनी फ्रॉम सऊदी अरेबिया. सो दैट इज व्हाट ही विल कीप ऑन डूइंग. उसका काम, उसको एक काम पे लगा दिया कि सन यू हैव गॉट टू गेट मनी नाउ, यू गेट मनी, लीव ऑल दिस फॉरेन पॉलिसी एंड ऑल. तो उसको उस काम पे लगा दिया. फौज क्या कर रही है वहाँ पे? उनके बच्चे ऑक्सफोर्ड में पढ़ रहे हैं, हार्वर्ड में पढ़ रहे हैं, और मुझसे उल्टे सीधे सवाल पूछ लिए काम करते हैं लोग फुल टाइम कि 7 लाख की फौज क्या है और आपकी फौज ने ये कर दिया वो कर दिया. इंडियन आर्मी हैज शोन ग्रेट रिस्ट्रेंट इन कश्मीर बिकॉज वी बिलीव दोज आर आवर पीपल. ठीक है, वी हैव शोन फैंटास्टिक रिस्ट्रेंट इन कश्मीर. व्हाट डिड पाकिस्तान डू? आपको पता है, ये 16 दिसंबर का वाकया पाकिस्तान में, आर्मी पब्लिक स्कूल पेशावर, जब बच्चों को मारा गया था टेररिस्ट अटैक में. इट वॉज सो अनफॉर्चुनेट. 132-133 बच्चों को मार दिया टेररिस्ट ने. पाकिस्तान ने क्या करा? Within 24 hours, F-16 aircraft took off and they started bombing villages in North Waziristan. They started killing their own civilians out of rage. वो बंदे पड़े थे उनके जेल के अंदर जो टेररिस्ट थे जिनके ऊपर ट्रायल नहीं हुई थी. They were not even convicted. निकाल के पता नहीं 100 से ऊपर फांसी दे दी. मिलिट्री कोर्ट सेटअप करी. और पाकिस्तानी डॉन न्यूज़पेपर है, फ्रंट पेज न्यूज़, आर्मी चीफ सेंटेंसेस 13 टेररिस्ट टू डेथ. आर्मी चीफ विल सेंटेंस? ये देश है कि सर्कस है? ऐसे होता है देश में? देयर इज नो सुप्रीम कोर्ट, देयर इज नथिंग. आर्मी चीफ हियर बाय सेंटेंसेस एंड दे हैव डन इट. बट व्हेन इट कम्स टू पनिशिंग द परपेट्रेटर ऑफ 26/11 तो कह रहा सर प्रूफ नहीं है हमारे पास. उन्होंने तो मना कर दिया. जियो टीवी गया था पाकिस्तान का कसाब के घर में, और जर्नलिस्ट तो जर्नलिस्ट होते हैं, वो कैमरा लेके चला गया. वो कहते हैं ख़वातीन और हज़रात, ये है अजमल कसाब जिसने टेररिस्ट स्ट्राइक करी है, इसका घर है. वो पंजाब के किसी गांव में गए, उन्होंने दिखा भी दिया घर. वो जियो टीवी वाला बंदा गायब कर दिया ऐसा ने, उसकी पूरी फैमिली को गायब कर दिया वहाँ से. द पाकिस्तानी डीप स्टेट, दे जस्ट कंट्रोल्ड एवरीथिंग ओवरनाइट. They did it. This is the state that you are fighting against, ladies and gentlemen. आप एक ऐसे मुल्क के साथ which is in a state of severe schizophrenia, it has got a severe bipolar disorder, और एक इनका मुखौटा है the democratic dispensation, and the second is the army. And the army is the main power, whether it is in front or in the back. एक बड़ी interesting, my last thing which I will mention today, एक फौजीज हियर, माई सीनियर्स, दे ऑब्वियसली नो, पाकिस्तान में एक ब्रिगेड है इस्लामाबाद में, 111 ब्रिगेड इज द 111 ब्रिगेड. इट्स देयर इन इस्लामाबाद. उसका काम ही टेक ओवर करना है. उसका रोल है वन ऑफ द ऑफिशियल, बिकॉज दे हैव डन इट सो मेनी टाइम्स. उस ब्रिगेड को ये बोला है कि अच्छा तुम एक काम करोगे, तुम 2-3 कंपनीज, 1 इन्फेंट्री कंपनी वुड बी करीब 120 ऑड पीपल, तुम 2 कंपनीज भेज देना पार्लियामेंट हाउस, 1-2 प्लाटून भेज देना PTV, इधर पाकिस्तान रेडियो भेज देना, यहाँ पर मेन बिल्डिंग जस्ट टेक ओवर. उस ब्रिगेड का काम ही है. दे हैव फॉर्मलाइज्ड ओवरथ्रोइंग द गवर्नमेंट. उनके SOPs बन रखे हैं उसमें. सो नहीं, ऑन अ सीरियस नोट, दे हैव SOPs, दे हैव रिटन SOPs. 111 ब्रिगेड, द चीफ ऑफ आर्मी स्टाफ पिक्स अप द फोन. He's a puttar, chak de. He's a thank you sir. Keep on the phone, tuck, done. And all 4 coups in Pakistan's history, all 4 coups in Pakistan's history have been bloodless. Not one person has died. Which means that in the civilian population there is an acceptance of army rule. कोई तो protest करता, कोई तो कहता कि गलत कर रहे हैं आप, कुछ नहीं होता. So when we say Indo-Pak relations beyond the surgical strike, there should be 3 things. And with this, I'll close my lecture. Number 1, acknowledgement of the fact that we are dealing with a dysfunctional state. Let us stop trying to approach and engage with a state like we would do a normal state. आप पाकिस्तान से वैसे बात नहीं कर सकते जैसा आप इंग्लैंड और फ्रांस से बात कर रहे हैं. ये हमारी बेवकूफ़ी है. It is not Pakistan's fault, this is our fault. Secondly, a strong message must be passed to the world community that India is not a nation of losers. 5 लाख कश्मीरी पंडित निकाल दिया आपने कश्मीर से, कोई कुछ नहीं कर पाया, आज भी रेफ्यूजी कैंप्स में रह रहे हैं. क्यों? आप अपने लोगों को प्रोटेक्ट नहीं कर सकते, फिर आप कहते हो कि जी मुझे यूनाइटेड नेशन सिक्योरिटी काउंसिल के टेबल पे बैठना है. आपको दरवाजे पे खड़े नहीं देगा कोई, टेबल बैठने की बात कहां से कर रहे हैं आप? हाउ इज इट पॉसिबल? यू आर नॉट एबल टू डिफेंड योर ओन पीपल. Even today, Kashmiri Pandits are rotting in those camps outside Jammu. Nobody goes and takes a look at them. वो कहते हैं मरते हैं तो मरने दो. And number 3, please remember that the main culprit here, the 800-pound gorilla in the room, is the Pakistan army. Indo-Pak relations will be decided by one line as to how India wants to engage with the Pakistani army. The reason for the Pakistani army's existence is enmity with India. तो अगर आप सोचते हैं कि सुषमा स्वराज जी अगली बार अगर पाकिस्तान, बाय द वे भगवान करे ना जाएं कभी, पर अगर कभी जाती हैं इस्लामाबाद, शी शुड गो टू रावलपिंडी, दैट विल बी द बिगेस्ट फॉल्ट ऑफ आवर लाइव्स. And finally, I would like to end up and this thing, close my lecture with saying that Indo-Pak relations is the duty of every single Indian. It is not just the Prime Minister of the country or the External Affairs Minister of this country or the soldier who's standing on the line of control. ये हम सब की जिम्मेदारी है. पाकिस्तान is an enemy state. अब मैं आपको इसको ना लाग लपेट करके थोड़ा सा मैं मीठा बना के आपको ये दे सकता हूँ कि we are having troubled relations with, no, we are not having troubled relations with Pakistan. उन्होंने आपके 1000 देशवासी मार दिए, 1000 से ऊपर, हजारों देशवासी मार दिए. They have attacked your parliament. After which we launched Operation Parakram. They attacked your parliament. They attacked your stock exchange. They attacked Mumbai. They carry out terror attacks inside India. Hundreds and thousands of army, paramilitary, CAPF and Jammu and Kashmir police have been martyred. जब से इंसर्जेंसी शुरू हुई है तब से 1600 तो सिर्फ JNK पुलिस के मारे गए हैं. 1600 बंदे शहीद हो गए JNK पुलिस के सिर्फ. Please take all these things in context and then in your heart and in your mind decide what is the meaning of this Indo-Pak relations beyond surgical strike. तब आपको पता चलेगा कि है क्या ये. What is it beyond the surgical strike that we want to do with Pakistan? Thank you very much. Jai Hind.